Good day, everyone. Today we are here to talk about inequality faced by women in the Philippines. We live in a generation wherein people are now trying their best to give equal opportunities for both male and female. But here in the Philippines, we can still clearly see that females are still getting discriminated against. According to a study by Año Nuevo and Estes in 2002, gender socialization observed that boys tend to be playing outside to avoid being underfoot, while girls are expected to take care of household chores. Philippine women are limited to certain occupations and denied male counterparts opportunities for wider employment. According to an article by Philstar in 2020, females are still discriminated here in the Philippines because misogyny is still present at this time in many forms. The current Philippines head of state himself has been stigmatized as a misogynist and a macho fascist. Women are also often taken advantage in situations and underrepresented, such as cases in sexual harassment, where internalized misogyny in women can be shown. In 2018, Duterte made a joke about rape in an apparent reference to a recent police report that said his hometown of Davao, where he once served as mayor, has recorded significant instances of sexual violence.
Let us now proceed to the statement of the problem and objectives. Despite people being open-minded and accepting, there is still quite a number of people who still belittle women. With that being said, the researchers target to further study and gather more information about what pushes people to discriminate against females and how one should act upon them. Objectives. Specifically, this paper aims to answer the following questions. Number 1. What are the factors that drive people to set apart females from males? Number 2. How can we take action and prevent these from happening?
Indian Arabic Literature Review. This chapter presents the review of related literature and studies related to the women's social roles and misogyny. The first one is women's social role in the local context. Filipino women takes on more marital and household social roles. While there are few studies focusing on childhood in the Philippines, particularly in the perspective of the Filipino children, studies on gender socialization observe that boys tend to be playing outside to avoid being underfoot, while the girls are expected to take care of the household chores. Unless there are no daughters in the family, boys are typically not asked to do feminine household tasks. The next one is misogyny in a local context. Misogyny is present in the Philippines in many forms today. Although there have been strides in the corporate world, women are still underrepresented in the Philippines government, according to the recent studies on the gender diversity. To add to that, the current Philippines head of state himself has been stigmatized as a misogynist and macho-fascist. According to results of a study released at the Gender Diversity Benchmark for Asia Forum at the Thomson Reuters office in Taguig this week, women make up 56% of the total workforce in the Philippines. In terms of representation in senior level or leadership positions, women in the Philippines also rank first in Asia, while still being significantly underrepresented compared to men at 33%.
A bridge methodology. In this concept paper, we use the descriptive research design that is quantitative in nature. Its focus is quantifying the collection and analysis of data rather than analyzing the non-numerical data. This design is objective in approach in the sense that it only seeks precise measurements and analysis of the target concepts. It can answer what, where, when, and how questions, but not why questions. The aim of this study is to determine the root cause of the inequality faced by women and to know how to prevent this from happening. In choosing the respondents, we use the purposive sampling, also known as judgmental, selective, or subjective sampling, which is an intentional selection of informants based on their ability to interpret a concept. The participants of this research are 5 males and 5 females between the ages of 18 and 50 whom we always interact.
The main purpose of our presentation is to raise awareness that misogyny is still present today in many forms. Most of us have experienced being isolated by our peers just because we are females.
Women's social role and misogyny in a local context. We gathered information regarding these topics using search engines for academic research. After that, we conducted a thorough review of this literature and discussed them by the extent of their relevance.
This study will contribute to society to raise confidence and empowerment of every woman in the Philippines by speaking out that women are not just taking marital and household social roles, but also can have full-time occupations and opportunities for wider employment. Women can also be leaders or one of the leaders of their own country.
Our concept paper is only limited to the inequality faced by women. It doesn't cover the inequality in LGBT plus community and other social inequalities present in our country. Other issues faced by women like domestic violence and female suicide rate were also not part of this research. Based on the results and findings of this study, the researchers recommend the following. Number 1. It is recommended that more awareness should be raised on the misogyny in the Philippines. Number 2. It is recommended that women are given equal rights to lead or be a leader of our own country.